Let me ask you something. Have you ever woken up, stared at the ceiling, and asked yourself, is this it? Is this what life is supposed to feel like? You do everything right. You work hard. You try to be a good person. But the world? It doesn't care. It keeps throwing punches. You get betrayed by people you trust. Opportunities slip away. The love you gave? Unreciprocated. And the worst part? No one's coming to save you. But what if I told you? There is a way to survive this chaos. Not just survive, but thrive. A 2,000-year-old roadmap for inner peace, mental toughness, and unshakable clarity. It's not a religion. It's not a life hack. It's a philosophy, a way of being. It's called Stoicism. Let's get real. Life is suffering, not in some dark, depressing way, but in a true way. You will lose people. You will face hardship. You will be misunderstood. And no matter how rich you get, how successful you become, none of it makes you immune. The Stoics knew this. In fact, they embraced it. Marcus Aurelius, Roman emperor and Stoic philosopher, wrote, "You could leave life right now. Let that determine what you do, say, and think." This wasn't about being negative. It was about being real. You can't control life, but you can control how you respond. This idea is deeply uncomfortable, especially in a world that sells us the illusion of control. We're told we can manifest our dream life. We're told hustle is the answer. We're told positivity cures all pain. But what happens when you lose your job despite working hard? What happens when your health fails? What happens when the love of your life walks away? That's when Stoicism isn't just useful, it's necessary. Let me introduce you to the core Stoic idea. Control what you can. Let go of what you can't. Sounds simple, right? But it's one of the hardest things you'll ever try to live by. When someone insults you, you can't control their words, but you can control how you react. When life breaks your heart, you can't undo the past, but you can choose your next step. Epictetus, a former slave turned Stoic teacher, said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." Let me tell you a story. In 165 AD, during a plague that swept across Rome, Marcus Aurelius lost many close friends, and eventually his wife. His journals from that time weren't filled with rage or despair. They were filled with reflections like this: loss is nothing else but change, and change is nature's delight. Pause. Rewind the video and listen to it again. Think about that. Most of us would collapse, but he turned inward. He found a foundation deeper than fortune. This is not passive. This is power. This is the power to endure without becoming bitter, to act without being reckless, to feel pain without being destroyed by it. This is Stoicism. Here's a question that will make you uncomfortable. What if today was your last day alive? Would you scroll aimlessly through your phone? Would you argue over something petty? Would you waste time chasing the approval of people who don't matter? Or would you live? The Stoics practiced a powerful exercise called memento mori. Remember you must die. Not to be morbid, but to wake up. When you remember death, you remember what matters. You stop procrastinating. You stop pretending you have forever. You stop being afraid. Seneca wrote, "Let us prepare our minds as if we'd come to the very end of life. Let us postpone nothing. Let us balance life's books each day." Imagine if you lived that way, clearing emotional debts every night, apologizing, forgiving, creating, loving, letting go. You wouldn't waste time. Because the Stoic knows, time is not just money. Time is life, and it's running out. There are only two categories in life: what you can control, what you can't. You can't control other people. You can't control the economy. You can't control what's trending. But you can control your thoughts, your actions, your effort, your character. Let me share a modern story. James Stockdale, a U.S. Navy pilot, was shot down and held captive in Vietnam for 7 years. Tortured, starved, abused. How did he survive? Stockdale had studied Epictetus, and he lived by the dichotomy of control. He said, "I never lost faith in the end of the story. I was not optimistic, but I had faith that I would prevail." He couldn't control his captors, but he could control his spirit. And he did. You and I will probably never face something so extreme, but life will test us, and the same principle applies. When everything feels out of control, go back to what you can influence. That's how you reclaim power. You might be thinking, this all sounds great, but how does it help me today, in this insane, chaotic, digital world? Let's take a real-world scenario. You wake up, open Instagram. You see your friend on a beach in Bali. Meanwhile, you're late for your 9-to-5 job. Your stomach turns. Jealousy, insecurity, self-pity. What would a Stoic do? Pause. Reflect. Their life is not mine to control, but my mind is. You close the app. You refocus. You journal gratitude. You walk with intention. You've just practiced Stoicism. Now consider this. You are criticized, online, harshly. Your work, your looks, your beliefs. Marcus Aurelius would say, choose not to be harmed. And you won't be. Because the insult isn't what hurts, it's the meaning you give it. This is not just resilience, it's armor. Seneca put it perfectly. We suffer more in imagination than in reality. A Stoic sees through fear. A Stoic acts anyway. Here are 6 Stoic practices you can start right now. 1 morning reflection. Ask, what can I control today? What might test me? How will I respond? 2 evening journaling. Ask, what did I do well? What can I improve? What am I grateful for? 3 negative visualization. Spend 5 minutes imagining losing what you love, not to despair, but to treasure it. 4 voluntary discomfort. Take cold showers, walk in the rain, fast. Train your mind to survive without comfort. 5 daily reminders. Put quotes on your phone background, notes on your mirror. Anchor your mind. 6. Practice misfortune. Seneca recommended imagining poverty once a month. Wear plain clothes, eat cheap food. Prove to yourself, I can survive. So here you are, in a world that doesn't make sense. A world full of noise, fear, and pressure. But you have a choice. You can react, or you can respond. You can panic, or you can prepare. You can drift through life, or you can live with intention. The Stoics weren't born strong. They became strong. And so can you. Every hardship is training. Every delay is discipline. Every insult is a test of character. So the next time life punches you in the face, smile. Because now you know the truth. You don't need the world to be easier. You need to be stronger. And that is what Stoicism is all about. If this video sparked something in you, if it made you reflect, think deeper, or feel stronger, then don't keep it to yourself. Like the video so more people can find it. Subscribe if you're ready to build real mental resilience. And share this with someone who needs to hear it today. Let's bring back the art of calm in the chaos. Together.